current situation that we find ourselves in demands creativity from all of us. Even those of us that have planned for a novel virus response are learning new things in relation to COVID-19. Fortunately, we don't get a lot of practice with this sort of disruption, but that also means we need to learn as much as we possibly can from the situation in order to get ready for anything the future may throw at us. Every organization I have spoken with that remains open seems to be moving most or all of their organization's work to a remote basis. This is a great way to support physical distancing and prevent the spread of COVID-19. There are several factors that you will want to consider prior to a move to remote volunteer work. What devices are required to support your organization's work? How will needed supplies, such as paper and ink for printers or other physical items, be made available to volunteers? Do your volunteers have reliable electric, phone, and internet connections at their place of residence? What security permissions or online portal access needs to be granted to these volunteers in order to do the work remotely? These are just some of the important considerations that need to be planned for well in advance of any remote volunteer deployment. This sort of planning comes by many names: contingency planning, continuity of operations or COOP, business continuity, or plain old emergency planning, just to name a few of the terms. There are phenomenal resources available online if you search for these terms, but I'd also like to point out some resources available right here in the state of Maine. If your organization fulfills an essential function in Maine during emergency scenarios, you should look into joining one of two organizations specifically designed for organizations active in disasters. If your work is done only in Cumberland or York counties, your first stop is SMCOAD, or Southern Maine Community Organizations Active in Disaster. If your work is done in other counties or statewide, you should seek out Maine VOAD, or Voluntary Organizations Active in Disaster. The websites for both of these organizations will be shared along with this video. If your organization does any work in the realm of public health or healthcare and you have not done so already, you should reach out to one of Maine's healthcare coalitions. Maine's healthcare coalitions meet monthly and provide all members with this sort of planning support both at meetings and as needed. These meetings are also an excellent opportunity to connect with other organizations and health-specific resources in your field. Please visit mainehccs.com for more information on Maine's healthcare coalitions. Finally, for general emergency planning support, there's no better place to go than your local county emergency management agency. To get the contact information for your county EMA, visit maine.gov/MEMA/. Click on the EMA Community tab at the top and then click on County and Local. A caveat here: all of our EMA agencies are currently engaged in COVID-19 response. Wait to reach out to your EMA until after COVID-19 response concludes, but well before your next emergency or disaster hits. The other resources I mentioned, SMCOAD, Maine VOAD, and the healthcare coalitions, are all available right now to support you if you fall into the appropriate categories we discussed.